Richmond Community School Board meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I please have the reading of the mission and vision statements?
I was going to pass this on to John to read it. I don't want to embarrass him. Mission statement: Richmond Community Schools guide students on pathways of learning to a future of limitless possibilities.
Vision statement: Richmond Community Schools, a collaborative community nurturing mind, body, and spirit to prepare students for lives of choice, purpose, and service.
Thank you. Moving on to our celebrations today. Dr. Wright, do you want to start with 2.01, which is our Christmas card?
Yes, President Pickering, trustees, I'm going to ask that Mr. Richard Hazelbaker, our Director of Student Services, as well as Communication, please join us here at the podium to pay homage to tonight's honorees. Mrs.
We have quite a
Hazelbaker.
few to cover tonight, so thank you guys for your patience and your grace for giving us this time today. First, I would like to have the Christmas card winners join me up here for a little bit. Zoe, will you come up here? Penny and Alexa. Come on up here and hold me. So Zoe Holt is from Hibbard. Raise your hand. Penny Daggy is from Test, second place, and then third place was Alexa Luchaga Rodriguez. So thank you guys for coming. Can you guys tell us a little bit about? Go ahead and come up here and tell us. Who'd you bring with you tonight?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
Okay. And who did you bring with you tonight?
My mom and my dad.
Okay. And who did you bring with you tonight?
My dad, my sister, and my brother.
Excellent. Excellent. And now, is there anybody here from your school either? Is there anyone from your school here? Yeah, is your principal here? Is there other teacher here? Yes, thank you. Good. All right, well, so you may not be, some of you, many are aware, here's our first place winner. So this will be the Christmas card that goes out throughout the district, throughout the city. And so Zoe, this is for you. There's a certificate for you, thanking you for your contribution this year. We also have some Christmas cards that you and your family can pass out. I know I'll be passing mine out. And then Penny's artwork, she was second place. See if people can see that up there too. Very nice. It's supposed to be elongated, so it'll be on Facebook and it'll be on our website. See it later. Very nice, very nice. And then Alexa for third place. So can you guys give me a little breakdown of what were the instructions for this? Have you guys done this before? Have you guys made any artwork? Because we sometimes rotate it between the elementary school kids and then moving on to the junior high kids, and so you guys haven't participated before. So what gave you your motive, your goal for your artwork? What did you like doing about it?
I don't know. I just really felt like I wanted to do it this time since I never really entered in the contest before.
And what grade are you in? Fifth grade. Good. So do you like art a lot then? Where did you go to school last year?
Charles.
And what about you? What was the reasoning behind your artwork?
I just thought that I had grown a lot in my drawing skills, so I figured it might be good to change.
And what about you? What was behind your artwork? We didn't know it was going to be a contest. That's good. And then, we had hundreds to choose from. So maybe the art teachers sent us your guys' artwork here to central office. And then central office, the employees here, we all voted on what our top 10 were, I think. And then the board members, they got to vote from those and then selected the three of you. So again, congratulations. Do you have any questions, anyone?
I just want to say congratulations. You guys all have so much talent. I am not an artist, so I appreciate every year when we do this, and hopefully you guys keep drawing, keep creating. It's great.
congratulations too. I think it's awesome to show that artsmanship, and it's really cool to see your guys' perspectives on what the holiday season is going to be. So awesome.
Any other questions? You good?
And again, I'm not sure if you all are aware, but this will be going out around the building, so you may see this from time to time in and around the city. But congratulations to your educators and your art teachers who are putting such thoughts in you all's minds and inspiration, and continue to represent quite well. Congratulations.
So just turn your face to me for a second. Everything has to go on. Very nice. Yes. Good job, sir. There we go. 1, 2. Thank you. And I have your own last years. All right, group number 2, Richmond High School varsity soccer. Will you guys please come up here and show? So yeah, Christmas card. If you guys are still playing, all right. So, ladies, welcome. I'm glad that I love this. Now, I was a soccer player on the first Richmond High School girls varsity team. That was good.
That was awesome.
As well. So I absolutely adore this group of young ladies, and my daughters played Richmond High School soccer too. So I'm very excited to welcome this next group, NCC champions, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
One at a time, just say your name and what grade you're in.
My name is Michelle, and I'm in practice.
My name is Allison Cruz, and I'm a junior.
I'm Martina Molina, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ashley Batista, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Valeria, I'm
Amanda Bolatriano, and I'm a senior.
I'm Mira Hasfoster, and I'm a junior.
I'm Sydney Vandervoort, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Marisa Cola, and I am a sophomore.
I'm Rosalie Nicola, and I'm a senior.
And who's the guy behind you?
That's our coach.
Celebrate him in just a moment. No, and Miss Stoltz was a soccer player as well, girls soccer. So again, tell me about your guys' season. Who would like to speak? Anybody? She was one of our captains. All right, good. Tell us a little bit about your season. How'd it go?
Our season, I think, went really well. In the beginning, we wanted to focus on trying to make sure we knew what we could do from last year and then work on that. And I think throughout the season, we could really see that improvement, and it was really nice. And it was also really nice winning NCC my senior year. And I know that was for a lot of the seniors, but we put in a lot of effort, and we really beat the odds because our NCC game, we had lost a player, and we still stuck it out because that's just how much we wanted it and how much we knew we could spend into that.
Anyone else have anything else to say about this?
So this team is just really, special to me. My sophomore year, I went in a little bit nervous about how the season was going to go. And at the beginning of the season, we played a lot of tough teams. So our morale was kind of low. But then as we kind of went on through the season, we came together as a team, and I think we all, started forming that bond. And then, like Rosa said, that NCC game, we were really nervous because we lost a player 10 minutes in. But every single player on the field stepped up and took up a role, and we won, and it was probably one of the best memories I've had in high school so far. And I think that's something all of the players are going to take with them throughout high school and give them confidence.
Now, how many seniors did you guys have this year?
7.
Wow. Very impressive. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes. Is anyone planning on going on to play soccer in college? Yeah. Okay. Super exciting. Have you made commitments anywhere yet?
No, but I'm being recruited.
Okay. No, I know. Have you had some help maybe from Coach Van Middlesworth at all? I'm sure he's helping a little bit with some of that process. Yes.
And then you also have Coach Wetzel in the back behind you too. So I want to make sure she's not a student.
I'm not here.
Yeah. Thank you for covering that. Was going to be my second
Oh,
question.
sorry.
I don't know who she is, but
Hi.
good to see her. I don't know if
Any
the
other
rest of the board
questions?
knew.
Yeah, I know.
Just congratulations. I know it's hard work. I never played soccer, but I have kids in soccer. I love even watching you girls play. Wish I played when I was younger because it's just so exciting. And I see you guys go out there and fight so hard. And it takes a lot of talent. So congrats.
Well, and we have a middle school team now too. So is it anybody play middle school soccer? Nice, good. Nice feeder program. Any other?
I know that we're next going to be celebrating the orchestrator of this championship team, but I will say that of what was mentioned regarding your toughness and the grit and that might that you all used to weather through some adversity and bring home the championship is remarkable. We talk all the time in education about school buildings taking on the persona of their principals. Well, in athletics, a lot of times the athletic programs will take on the persona of its head coaches. And even also as a youngster, having been influenced and raised by your coach when I was your age, such toughness is what he has always been about. And so it's great to see it reflected amongst you all as young ladies and the representation that you all put forth all year long for the city and for the school is just, again, nothing short of amazing. So congratulations again. And Mrs. Hazel Baker, I know that we're chopping at the bits to get that coach of the year up here.
Yes. But can we go ahead and get a photo with the girls first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You mind?
Yes, absolutely.
Guys, to the front and center. Right. Now, ladies, you guys can have a seat. We're going to talk about this coach. Riley. All right. So thank you, ladies. So our next celebration is the NCC Conference Girls Soccer Coach of the Year, Mr. Neil Van Middlesworth. So again, congratulations on this accomplishment. Can you tell us a little bit about how long you've been coaching? Explain. Many of us know. I know. But yeah, go ahead and explain a little bit.
Okay, so on the high school side, this is just my second 2-year stint, so my 4th year overall. Really, I was reached out and just kind of filled in at the request of some of the players that I knew going back. One of the things I really like to reflect on is players playing the game, and ultimately everything that came out of this year was really a representation of the character and the work ethic of the young ladies behind us. Also, we had Riley, who's all-conference class of 2020, and Courtney New, who was all-conference class of 2019. And we all share responsibilities, whether it was coaching, game planning, and all those things. So it was just a wonderful experience to work with Courtney and Riley again. I was their U10 coach way back in the day. In terms of the girls were amazing. So last year we lost a really bitter conference championship game to Lafayette Jeff on penalty kicks. It was an area of weakness for us. We really hadn't spent much time on it. So this off season and in the beginning of the season, we really worked on that. And we scored 8 goals on corner kicks, which is an amazing number for our girls. And we scored another, I want to say 4 or 5 goals on set pieces beyond that. So what had become a weakness became their strength. They played lockdown defense. The offense scored more goals than last year. And probably the most enjoyable experience as anybody as an adult or coach will have was the second half of the New Palestine game. Even though we lost, we really took it to a team and watched them melt down on the level. And so it was just a really enjoyable experience to watch the girls really come of age at that. So
Well, and you also, your team is very high academically as well.
Yes.
So you had, I mean, that's a really great achievement as well.
Tough coaching a group of girls who are all smarter than me.
That's pretty impressive. Anybody?
I just want to say personally, congratulations. I know how hard you work, and some of those players I've seen on, being a coach myself on the ISL side, seeing some of those players grow up too is pretty neat. And to see them win the NCC, I went to a couple of your games, and man, that intensity, that that coalition of your girls, man, that was awesome to see. I mean, they were high fiving each other. They were
Very
tight knit bunch, and like you said, they're a smart bunch too. So, but yeah, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Coach, I was wondering if your shirt that you're wearing is available for others who might like.
This was special order we have. We are making more.
There's a fundraiser, I hope.
One in my car.
There's a fundraiser. I think it'd be well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, I just wanted to say not only congratulations, but thank you for just my daughter loved having you as a coach. And I know that you truly pour so much time and effort and love into the girls. So
it's those relationships that bring us back.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
That's
obviously.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we have some parents here too. We have soccer parents here as well. So like that's right. That's part of the
Over, Coach, as I mentioned, I sincerely appreciate the service that you subsequently continue to turn out for our students. And I definitely appreciate the impact you have on my personal upbringing. I just wish your ball players could have seen how tenacious you were as an athlete with hair. Because those were some cool days, and he was one of the coolest guys. Yes.
mullet. I mean, like mullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shoulder length, maybe.
Well, congratulations again. Thank you.
You want to do it up here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Over here was pointed. All the way back? Yes, way back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So not only do we have one NCC coach of the year, we have a second NCC coach of the year. So Mr. Ingram, will you hop up here for me?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Ingram.
Hello, folks.
Yeah, tell us a little about yourself and about your season.
Well, first of all, I'd like to start off with, I know they've already left, but the young ladies who drew the Christmas cards, back in my day, when I was in art class, we could do things like with clay and that type of thing, and I was okay with the hands. But when it came to drawing, I couldn't draw a stick figure. And the teacher would send home assignments for class to draw, and she couldn't get over how good I was when I drew things at home. Well, I had a brother who was really, really good. And that story stayed with me and him up until tonight. And I'm here to tell you that if it weren't for him, I would still be in 8th grade. As Coach Van Middlesworth mentioned earlier, when it comes to coaching young ladies and guys too at the same time, as the boys and girls golf coach, spent 12 years as the girls softball coach here. I think in a lot of cases, and Dr. Wright, you understand this. If you're a coach, and O'Neill does too, the coaches a lot of times get a lot of more credit maybe than what's due when things go well, and maybe not enough blame when things don't go as well, go awry. I've got a great group of kids. The young ladies that I have, golf's not an easy sport. We like to preach to them that the game is, whether it's a 9-hole match or an 18-hole match, that there are different opponents. You've got 9 opponents or 18 opponents, and the toughest thing in golf is once you're done with opponent number 1, you move on to opponent number 2. the work prior to practice, the work after practice. All that goes into the success that those kids had this year representing Richmond High School and the North Central Conference. And hey, somebody had to win Coach of the Year, but I'm here to tell you, I'm only here tonight because of the work that those young ladies put in. And I know they were here earlier in the year. I don't know what it was that I could attend. But
Sectional and big one.
yeah, and you know, whether and they also are, as she just mentioned, they are sectional champions as well. Every one of those kids, except for one, is returning. So we've got a good nucleus of young folks coming back. And to kind of summarize things here when it comes to athletics and academics, you know, I'm an old school guy. I know Dr. Wright, some of you know I was raised, as Aaron does too, by two parents who spent 40 years in this school system. And I understand that the school has their own set of guidelines in terms of when it comes to eligibility. And I'll say it right here, and I don't care what those requirements are. I've got my own. And if a student isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing in the classroom, then they can't be playing golf for me. School system is about excellence in academics. If you got excellence in academics and you hold those kids to that line and you hold that carrot out there in that classroom, then there's nothing but excellence that's going to occur in the softball diamond, the football field, the basketball court, on the golf course. I had a young lady this year, Priya Hodges, academic all-state honorable mention. I think there may have been 25 kids throughout the entire state of Indiana that were presented with that award. Last year with the boys golf team, he wasn't all sectional. He wasn't all conference. He was my number one player, one of my top three year-round, the whole year. Fred Mendenhall was one of 15 throughout the entire state of Indiana of schools who offer a golf program to be named academic all-state. Those are the things I think as coaches, Curdy, Aaron, Neil, those things are more important than any accolade that an athlete can receive, because kids grow up wanting to be an athlete, but do they understand what it takes to become that excellent athlete? And if they excel in the classroom, I don't want to repeat, but it starts there. If you do the work in the classroom, and my kids understand that, and their parents are driven to do that as well, it speaks to you folks here. It speaks to the school teachers in the school system. It speaks to the young athletes who commit to that curriculum, who commit to that excellence. And I couldn't be more proud to be a representative, a very small part of the success of Richmond athletics in the school system in general.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions? Comments?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what's up. Congratulations. I did have your parents in Richmond.
Yeah.
I remember it's funny because in ninth grade I remember your mom. I think it was history class or social studies, and she had asked me where I was going for vacation, and I had told her I was going back home to New Mexico, and she goes, "I want you to write me a report on your whole trip from Richmond, Indiana to New Mexico and back." And I remember I brought that to her, and she goes, "I appreciate that, thank you." I said, "Is that going to be great?" She goes, "No, but it's extra credit." I said, "All right." I said, "I loved it, so appreciate it."
Anybody else?
Just congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Coach Ingram, again, I'd be remiss if we didn't reference, as Mom will say, stop from Wichita. And again, we're here to celebrate you and your accomplishments, and we've done this a few times because you've been so celebrated and so successful. I sat up straight a little bit more so when you just alluded to your expectation. Because I had a flashback of being in your father's class and I almost dropped and gave you 10. A good solid push-ups, but the motivation that you just exhibited on the podium, and of what we saw from and continue to see from you with your athletic prowess and your coaching prowess. There's nothing short of amazing. So thank you for what it is that you do, and we love everything about you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
I know we're gonna just say real fast, but we also have a Lilly finalist in the room, Lilly Scholar finalist. So we did
Ooh.
celebrate you just for a second. Congratulations. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry.
Thanks, so.
Before Carl leaves, I would like to at least make one comment. I think I've known him and certainly of him longer than anybody else in the room because, as I recall, one of my driver's ed days was involving taking his father to the Reed Hospital as he was making his entrance into the world. So I was able to get it in the park, and he told me to stay right there and turn it off. And I think he took the keys. But
That's a story I didn't know, but I'll be sure to share it when I see him later.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Excellent.
Moving on, public commentary. Do we want to say no? Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to consent. So for consent items today, we have 4.01, which is approval of minutes. 4.02, human resources, including addendum. We do also have one update to that addendum, which is a reference to a clause directing the superintendent for written notice for administrators. I believe it ended in stating their term in 2025, but that will be updated to 2026. The final date. So 4.03 accounts payable, 4.04, which is the monthly financial report.
I move we approve consent items 4.01 through 4.04.
Second.
There's a motion by member Brunton and a second by member Alvariaga. Any comments or questions? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. Moving on to action items. Up first, we have 5.01 donations.
Move to approve the donations as presented.
Second.
A motion by member Schultz and a second by member Stevens. Any questions or comments? Just wanted to say thank you. The amount totaled $3,185. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. 5.02, which is authorization to perform end of year appropriation.
I move to approve 5.02, the authorization to perform end of year appropriation transfers as presented.
I'll second.
So motion by member Stevens and a second by member Schultz. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. Item 5.03, which is authorization for transfer to a depleted fund.
I move that we accept the authorization for transfer to a depleted fund.
Second.
So motion by member Stoltz and a second by member Brand. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. Item 5.04, Richmond Symphony Orchestra Joint Facility Use Agreement.
I move to approve the Richmond Symphony Orchestra Joint Facility Use Agreement.
Second.
So motion by member Stoltz and a second by member Stevens. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
I guess I do have one comment. I just want to say that I appreciate we do have Monica, the director of RSO, here with us, and just want to say we very much appreciate our collaboration and the education component, especially that you guys do with our students and in the community. And I just want to say that I personally think it's a great partnership. So thank you.
I will just repeat that vote. All those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those nay. Vote passes 7-0. Item 5.05, which is our update to board meeting dates for 2026.
Move to approve the 2026 board meeting dates as presented.
Second.
That was a motion by member Stoltz and a second by member Stevens. Any questions or comments?
I think I sent an email to the board. I just want to make sure, and it's fine. I commend you for your ambition in getting this down to one meeting per month. I wish you well. I will have conflicts, a standing conflict, but I'm going to try to work around them. I actually have had a standing conflict most of your meetings with representation in Nettle Creek, but my scope of work there is I usually don't attend their meetings unless as needed or as required. And I'll kind of try to balance that out with the county and commissioners workshop that is also on the third Wednesday evening of the month. So with that being said, try to get your issues to me as much in advance as possible.
I like the word ambition in that. And just for the general public, we have had 2 board meetings a month for as long as I've been on. And they've had different variations, some working sessions, some regular sessions, some just, they all end up looking the same. So part of the strategic planning process, it was recommended that we try to go to 1 meeting a month. So we'll be switching that to the 3rd Wednesday of the month, which just puts a little bit different cadence on. I think a lot of people don't realize how many meetings we end up having because we add, and 1 meeting a month does allow us if we need to add an exec session or a working session, and you can do that possibly a little easier. So
And one advantage is it will be a cost saving measure.
Yes.
And it sounds like maybe even further cost saving measure if we don't have one there. Sorry, Rob.
I think I can do you and the county.
Very good. Tightening that belt.
Yep. So we're gonna try to make it work. So I don't know if we'll know what to do with ourselves. Like starting a sure. Keep that safe. Okay. All those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Vote passes 7-0. Item 5.06, RHS overnight field trip to the Dominican Republic for June 2027.
I move to approve item 5.06, the RHS overnight field trip to the Dominican Republic. Ambition. Okay.
That was a motion by member Stevens, second by member Brands. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I'm as a former Spanish teacher, I'm super excited about. I feel like these kind of opportunities are paramount for kids to be able to utilize what they've been working on. I know one of the chaperones, Trey Ronnie, is with us in the audience. So thank you, Trey, for your willingness to spearhead this along with Dolka, and I'm just excited for the opportunity for our students. So.
My son actually is now upset that he no longer taking Spanish, but it's like me.
They don't have to be Spanish students.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our focus is there, but any students who are interested, this may get them back.
I will let him know.
For 2 years, no excuses.
I was going to add that I was glad to see that there's a process for helping students raise funds to afford the trips and affordable for everyone. And my daughter did go on a trip to Europe with the high school several years ago. It was very enriching. So great cultural experience and opportunity for students. So thank you.
The travel
for
bug,
offering
if anything, because when else are you going to get to take a trip? And
yeah, it's very exciting.
And I guess I would add also that just taking on the task, Trey, and others who are doing that, thank you for doing that, because it's a big job to organize that, and without someone who kind of spearheads that and gets that rolling, then those opportunities aren't there. So thank you for the teachers for stepping forward and doing that.
Absolutely. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. The last interaction items is 5.07, which is award of bid tower. I kind of read wrong. The bid for the Fairview Tower.
I move to approve 5.07, the award for the bid for the Fairview Tower as presented.
A motion by member Stevens and a second by member Stoltz. Any questions or comments? I have one question. Does this sort of round out Fairview?
Yes, it's the last part of that project.
Okay. I'm sure you guys cannot wait. So.
I have a question
Yes.
on the alternatives. I mean, does that work still need done? Obviously, I guess.
It will need done in the future. We wanted to get, I guess I'll come up there because I feel like I'm yelling. It will need done in the future. We wanted to get pricing because if it made sense that we could afford the total roof in the bid, then we wanted to go ahead and get the price on that and be able to evaluate it. At this time, it would mean not doing some other projects in that bond. And so if the board determined that that was a route that she wanted to go, that is an option. However, the base bid fit within the project budget. So that's the recommendation tonight. But yes, it will need done in the coming years.
I know we've had a lot of talk about projects as a whole, and it seems like we're piecemealing this project. So, I mean, if it's got another 5 years, then that's worthy of delay. But I hope we're not. Well, you guys aren't replacing it next year.
I am aware of any situations in which next year would be a problem. I think 5 years is.
There are repairs that are gonna need to be made in fairness, but there's life left on the majority of it.
Not $1.2 million worth of repairs.
Correct. You may not get a long way to resolve.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Stephanie.
All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. Moving on to policy. Up first, item 6.01, which is policy 2414, reproductive health and family planning and human sexuality instruction, a fourth reading and approval.
I move we approve policy 2414.
A second.
The motion by member Bratton and a second by member Loriaga. Any questions or comments?
I would just add that this policy we looked at very carefully. It's come through the policy committee and to the board several times and had some great community input that we really appreciate. And everyone kind of look over it to make sure that the many revisions that we kind of made follow the new revised Indiana code. And so we feel like this version is that.
All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Vote passes 6-1. Up next, item 6.02, which is policy 3122.01, drug-free workplace first reading.
I move we approve policy 3122.01.
I'll second. So motion by member Rutten and a second by member Stoltz. Any questions or comments?
This one, I wanted to comment that we changed some wording and what we wanted to capture in this is that obviously we don't want employees showing up to duty intoxicated in any way, but we also want to be able to allow employees to attend corporation sponsored events at the orchestra or at RAM and have a glass of wine and not be subject to this. So we feel that through working through the policy committee and working on some of that wording that we have captured that with this version of it.
Great.
We're approving this on first reading.
I don't know if we can move it to second. I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, at this point, here's the version that the policy group has gotten
I didn't
to.
know if
So
it was necessary to move it to a second reading.
I think that'd be up to the board how they feel about having read it, I guess. Yeah, good point, Aaron. Yeah.
I would not change I would move it to second reading.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we
Mhm.
decided to always move it to second reading, so.
We finalize
It's
it.
Republic. Republican side. So, I'm a parliamentarian, you know this.
Yes.
Could we amend your motion again to move it
Oh.
to second reading?
Yes, I think I did say approve it. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would amend that. Thank you for noticing that. I didn't mean to. Yes, move it to
That was my
second reading.
chalkboards.
Yes.
Second.
Thank you.
Yes, I.
So motion by member Breton and a second by member Stevens to move to second reading. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. Item 6.03, which is policy 4122.01, which is the same, but we have certified classified, right? Is that how that's written up?
Yes.
So it's the same policy, just under a different section. Drug-free workplace.
I make a motion that we move policy 4122.01 to second reading.
Second.
So motion by member Stevens and a second by member Stoltz. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Vote passes 7-0. Up next is item 6.04, which is policy 7540.09, artificial intelligence, third reading and approval.
I move to approve policy 7540.09 artificial intelligence upon third reading.
Second.
So motion by member Stevens and a second by member Oriaga. Any questions or comments?
Comments on this, we had great feedback from the community members, from teachers, from the e-learning team, from Alex, our director of technology as well. This is came before the policy committee multiple times. The policy is pared down because it's just an overview. Also have administrative guidelines with attachment, which really covers in detail safety and responsibility, teacher guidelines, student guidelines. And we looked at those in the policy committee also, even though those really aren't privy to us as much. But the policy, the groups I've mentioned, the e-learning team really took the spear hold on this and looked at other corporations and brought what they felt like was a good policy point of view at this time, knowing that this is an ever-changing, quickly moving realm that we may have to look at it again. For now, this is what's recommended.
All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes 7-0. Okay, open forum. Does anyone have anything to bring up? I know you two just made a couple of
We did.
pop-ins.
Visits,
I'm kind of
yeah.
jealous. Did you get to hold babies? Or is
We got to visit Mrs. Loriaga. Showed us all around. They were taking the kiddos were taking naps, so we got to peek in, and they looked so docile and in their dream state basically. So it was great to be on the campus. We did the West Main Street campus, and so thank you for letting us see all the stuff that's going on. Kind of, we also peppered her with questions. Like, what do you think of this, and how's this going? So yeah, and then we also did Star Elementary with Mrs. Hooper, and got to see everything going on there, and got to read to the little kiddos, and they did a great job of listening. They were very attentive, and anything to add?
The preschool class was fun to read a book to.
Mhm.
Enjoyed that. And just being able to talk to Mrs. Hooper there is her first year back as principal there. It was really good.
Yep. And she's loving it.
It was great. And then we had a visit, I think, to Crestell since we last.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
I think we have. And I wrote notes that I really liked. Well, first I had a discovery at Crestell that I didn't know, but every elementary school has a STEAM special that is a special time that I wasn't aware of. So that was good education for me. So as a library or gym or art, they also all go to STEAM. So that was great. At Presto, took note that they have a board, and I think the schools, most of the schools do at the front of the building for parents and families for how to reach assistance if they need medical or mental health assistance, or if they have food needs or housing needs. So there's a huge information board that I thought was very helpful for events going on or just basic needs or assistance for families. Is they can figure out who to contact. So I thought that was helpful.
Does anyone have anything else? I was going to bring up, I had emailed you all today, so no pressure about reading emails today. But I sent ISBA launched a collaborative partnership with Super Eval to support the leadership evaluation and governance excellence. That is basically short for a digital platform for the superintendent evaluation. And so I wanted to, I think it was 2 years ago or last year, Steve Horton had they were ISBA, the Indiana School Board Association, updated their evaluation, which I think majority of schools probably use some form of that. And I knew they were going to try to take it to the next level. So there is an opt-in that we could do as like a trial school. So I wanted to get everyone's feedback because you all know the evaluation process is daunting a little bit and long, and it's manual. We'll just put it lightly. So I believe there will be a cost. It does talk about you sort of sign up for the trial period the spring, kind of start the process, that there'll be a heavy discount like going forward. And I don't know what that is. I don't know the cost. I think it would bring some consistency, a little bit ease of use to your to the board, as it seems to be a little bit more of an automated process is kind of what I'm going with on this. So I just wanted to get your thoughts. Clearly, as I've led the eval process, this is a great idea to track. But I wanted to get everyone's feedback if we wanted to try to opt in. I'm assuming we can say we're going to opt in and then look at it and say not to do it. But it does fit with the same how in the information that we use for his evaluation. I just think it'll be a little more automated. So I'll stop talking now.
I'm interested in it. I just want to know the cost. Yeah, that's the only thing. So I know it said you could have a reduced rate the first year. But I guess I want to know what that reduced cost is and what it would be going forward.
Yeah,
just more information would be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll be good to at least take that step to get more information, and then we know it's also housing the information. Boards down the line can access it. It's not going to get lost because we have papers and so great. That sounds great. So I will look to set that up, and then we'll get more information on that. Okay. Anybody have anything else? Okay. We will preview upcoming meetings and events. So I wanted to say this was our last meeting for 2025, but we have a policy meeting next Tuesday, December 16th at 10 a.m. in this boardroom. And then our actual next regular business meeting is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026 at 5:30 in this boardroom, which is crazy that it is going to be 2026. So,
Mr. President, as preview of a coming meeting, I would like to note that the next meeting will be without the attendance of Mr. Weber. He's probably told all of you not to say anything. He didn't say anything to me.
Don't worry.
He didn't say anything to me.
Oh, he didn't say anything to me.
Coming up next, right?
Okay.
Coming up. Yes.
Congratulations.
So, on that note, moving to our adjournment and bell ringer. Dr. H, do you want to just kind of kick it off and we'll kind of, or do you want me to kick it off? Okay. So as Mr. Ross said, this is Mr. Weber's last board meeting. So, as a token of our appreciation, we do have a little gift for you. So obviously,
Some vintage cards if you'd like some.
selectors edition. And I should have had my notes on here. So how many years were you on board, John?
It would have been 10 in April.
10 years, almost 10 years.
Say that means, yeah.
Yes. Does it? I'm
Yeah,
oh,
nice.
yes. So we will hand this over to you. You can pass it over. We're gonna make you take lots of pictures. So everyone can obviously speak for themselves. Like you have been, I think the saying is John is always right. I'll leave you with that. But a great mentor. I don't know. Some of you might know. Was it a couple months ago? John's like, "Hey, I got all this board stuff. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Sure." So he comes by my house and brings me just a box of. I actually started going through it, but I think it's helpful, like, whoever's the next president, like going through, because it is like it's old, the 10-year plans and old plans, and I would assume we might have that somewhere, but I think it's good that you providing that. Maybe it makes for us to like actually officially house some of that information. So I appreciated you, John. A sounding board. You always have very thoughtful things, and you saved us so much money on our textbooks. That's your shipping. But no, just attention to detail, I think, goes kind of unmatched. That the way you look at the world and see things differently has been a definite blessing to me and this board and this corporation. So I will let other people want to, and try not to make John cry, because we forced him to show up at this meeting. Just
If you were to drive into my garage right now, there are a bunch of Aaron Stevens for school board yard signs that will never be used again. Amongst them is one John Weber school board sign. You go to my Facebook page, deep in the history of it, you'll find a Stevens Weber sign together, supporting John the first time that he ran. And through the years, we may not have always voted the same way or agreed on the same things, but I wouldn't change my vote, John. You rock. Sorry.
Hard to follow, but I would simply like to thank Mr. Weber for his service. As I've mentioned to each and every one of you and board members before you, this body politic, unlike others across the state, across the country, is one that it's not for the meek. And coming into this role as school superintendent, Mr. Weber was president, and the advice that he had passed on then, I still utilize to this day. The multitude of conversations that we embarked upon within that year, and just the settling presence really allowed me, especially as a first time superintendent, to gain the confidence necessary to lead such a corporation. And so definitely wish you the best. I can only imagine how much you're going to miss the school board and miss the service. But the beauty is that Mr. Stevens can always recycle the signage in his garage if you ever so chose to rewrite in the future. So the options are there. But congratulations.
That's what I don't know. Thanks a lot. It is 9 years. My age has taken a toll. I don't know. It's been. My kids were in the district when I got on the board. I was, try to think. There's some stuff I wish we could have gotten done. but it's been a lot. I think I've talked to a couple of past board members in the last week or so, and I mean, I have pretty strong relationships with a number of people that were on the board, and spent a lot of time, and so appreciate the kind words and thoughts, and it's been quite the year for me. So really going out with a bang, but appreciate y'all, and I tried to do the best I could. So
Well, I
that's it.
certainly, feel like you've had some wonderful thought-provoking questions over the years, some out-of-the-box thinking that I've appreciated. I do remember you asking at one time, being frustrated about not feeling like we'd made much progress, and said, what do I have to show for the years on the board? And it encouraged me to start making a list, and I'd be happy to show you the list sometime for the past 6 years at least that we've served together. I feel like we've been able to accomplish quite a bit, and it's been we've gotten a lot done. So thank you for serving.
Thank you, John. 1 year. It's been a good one.
Yeah.
It's been a good one. I think John's been a very good, I guess what I'd say, person of I can fall back on. I really appreciate that. So, go Ohio State, right? Right. I really want to say, that out loud over there.
You're right.
I did root. You know, it's funny. I did root for IU to win that game. So I'm going to say that out loud too.
Michael.
But hey, I just want to say it's better than Michigan over there. Anyways, John, I really appreciate everything you've done, your guidance, thanks for hearing me out. But I think one thing that will stick out for me is the things that you've accomplished, that we've talked about, and the things that you wish you could have done, and that you advise me to as I continue my career or my path into the board, is to watch and guide and visualize what needs to happen, and always be an active listener. And I really appreciate that. So thank you.
I think, it's just Ron and Aaron when I started, so it's been a lot of changes, but I think you have a lot of sleepless nights on the board. And I call it spiraling. You wake up in the middle of the night, you start thinking, you start spiraling, and a lot of that is direct school board related. But the best advice I ever got on the board was from Jeff Slifer, a board member that left us a few years ago, or left the board a few years ago. Just said, vote as you believe. And when I kind of implemented that strategy, not trying to satisfy anyone else but my own, the sleepless nights were fewer. And so that helped me a lot. Because it is, there's no right answer. So it's different thoughts. And so I think to have, I may feel passionately about something one way, doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just means that's how I feel. And you may feel a similar way or an opposite way, and that's fine too. But in the end, we're trying to do the best we can for kids, for our employees, and for the community. And so I think you kind of use your experience and your knowledge and what little you know, and try to make the best decisions you can for those folks.
I think that's one thing that's struck me from the beginning is it always comes back to the kids and what's best for the corporation in general. But the wealth of knowledge that you bring too, that's definitely going to be missed. Obviously, we still got Aaron. He's still wealth of knowledge, right? We've still got Aaron for that, but as well. But losing the knowledge that you bring and perspective you bring too will be tough to overcome. But definitely appreciate all the advice and whatnot that you give me in your own behalf. Newbies, yeah.
Greenhorns.
Sure.
Great. Well, we won't make this. It's a happy occasion.
Kim's very happy. I want it.
Oh.
You made me happy too.
We have not been stressing you out.
He threatened to come tonight. I said,
I
don't think that's a good idea.
If I could just add one thing, that would be that I think everything you said, all of you said, can not reduce itself, but always correlates very closely with the word, and that's integrity. True to your beliefs, and I think that will be your badge of honor as a servant of the community on the school board. Personally, you honored me in a very subtle way once, in just an offhand comment, when you told me your son had won the Middle Latitude Award on the golf team that was named after my son. I didn't even know they had a Middle Latitude Award named after my son that you told me. So, John, it's you'll be missed. That's all I can say. You're going to be missed.
Thank you.
Do you have any last comments?
As we've done in the past, and I apologize, I know we all would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the fact that, and again, we definitely wish Mr. Webb the very best. Prior to, or since our last board meeting, the Richmond Community School family lost a servant leader, Mr. Mike Walk, passed. Since our last board meeting, and Mr. Walk, for those that may not know, served as a classroom educator as well as administrator yes, for many years, and for many of us on the board, we can attest to and recall Mr. Walton's leadership and his self-service in the community schools, and so we just definitely would like to pay homage and respect to Mr. Mike Walton and for his service to kids.
Great. Well, we didn't plan on color coordinating, but we were going to do a picture because it's your last meeting, and that's what we're going to do. So, but I think that's all we have for today. So, meeting adjourned. I was gonna make